Commander Zethkar of the Dominion fleet studied the tactical display with growing frustration. 3 standard cycles had passed since the ultimatum, and still the primitive species called humans refused to comply with the Galactic Dominion's demands. Status report, he growled, his 4 arms manipulating different control panels simultaneously. Sir, the humans have deployed their entire fleet around the Kepler 442 system, reported his tactical officer. They're protecting those creatures. The creatures in question were the Whispers, a peaceful, plant-like species that communicated through bioluminescent patterns. They had been discovered by human explorers 3 years ago, and inexplicably, the humans had immediately declared them under Earth's protection. It was unprecedented. Most species would have either enslaved or ignored such defenseless beings. Have they responded to our demands? Zethkar asked. Yes, sir. The same message, this is your only warning. Do not touch our friends. The bridge fell silent. In the Dominion's 1,000-year expansion across the galaxy, no species had ever given them a warning. They were the ones who issued ultimatums. Sir, the communications officer interrupted incoming transmission from the human flagship. On screen, the image materialized, a human female with stern eyes and graying hair. Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force looked directly at Zethkar. Commander, I assume you've considered our message. The Whispers are under human protection. Leave the system. Zethkar's mandibles clicked in amusement. Admiral Chan, you seem to misunderstand your position. We are the Galactic Dominion. We have conquered 700 worlds. Your species has barely left your own solar system. And yet here we are, Chen replied calmly. Between you and them, you would risk extinction for creatures that cannot even defend themselves? That's exactly why we'll defend them. Chen's expression didn't waver. They welcomed us with joy when we arrived. They shared their art, their music made of light. They asked for nothing in return. If protecting that innocence means standing against your dominion, then that's what we'll do. Zethkar's tactical display showed the numbers clearly. His fleet consisted of 300 warships. The humans had barely 60 vessels cobbled together from mining ships, cargo haulers, and their primitive military craft. You have 1 planetary cycle to withdraw, he announced. Then we will take what we came for. Chen nodded once. We gave you a warning, Commander. Just 1. The transmission ended. 24 hours later, Zethkar ordered the attack. The battle lasted exactly 17 minutes. The humans fought like nothing the Dominion had ever encountered. Their ships moved with suicidal precision, ramming Dominion cruisers when their weapons failed. Human pilots ejected themselves into space in environmental suits, manually detonating torpedo warheads against enemy hulls. When the human flagship's shields collapsed, Admiral Chun herself piloted a fighter craft straight into the bridge of Zethkar's dreadnought. But it wasn't the tactical surprise that broke the Dominion fleet. It was something else entirely. As the battle raged, whisper settlements across Kepler 442b began to glow. Their bioluminescent communication intensified until the entire planet pulsed with light. The Whispers weren't just watching the battle, they were singing about it. A song of gratitude, of love for the species that had chosen to die rather than abandon them. The few surviving Dominion officers would later report that their crews simply stopped fighting. Hardened warriors who had conquered worlds found themselves unable to continue firing on beings who would sacrifice everything for friendship. Zethkar, bleeding from wounds sustained when Chen's fighter breached his bridge, crawled to his communications console. His fleet was in ruins. The humans were down to fewer than a dozen operational ships. All vessels, he transmitted on an open channel, withdraw from the system. Immediately. As the remnants of the Dominion fleet limped away, the Whisper's light song grew brighter, more complex. They were composing an epic, the story of the species that kept their promise, that honored friendship above survival. The message would spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity had given just 1 warning. They had meant every word. And the Dominion would never threaten the Whispers again.